Today, we're diving into a conversation that's equal parts fascinating, inspiring, and downright thought-provoking. I've got a story to share with you, one that's going to challenge the way you think about faith, freedom, and the fight for the next generation. So buckle up, because this one's a ride. Let me set the stage for you. Picture this: a guy named Bradlee Dean, a former rock and roll drummer turned minister, who's been traveling across the country for 25 years. Yes, 25 years, bringing a message of truth and hope to high school students. Now, if that doesn't grab your attention, I don't know what will. Bradlee's not your typical pastor. He's got tattoos, a baseball cap, and a drum set. But don't let the casual vibe fool you. This man is on a mission, and it's a mission that's changing lives. So here's the deal. Bradlee and his team at Sons of Liberty Radio have been visiting high schools. 365 of them, to be exact, in 25 different states. And what's he doing there? He's teaching kids about their history, their faith, and their freedoms. But here's the kicker. He's doing it in a way that connects. He's not just standing up there preaching at them. He's using music, storytelling, and raw honesty to reach these kids where they're at. And guess what? It's working. Now you might be thinking, wait, isn't that controversial? Aren't schools these days like super woke? Well, Bradlee's got something to say about that. He's quick to point out that the narrative we hear about schools being these indoctrination centers isn't the whole story. Sure, there are challenges. He's had his fair share of run-ins with teachers and administrators who didn't like his message. But here's the thing. He's won 2 legal judgments defending his right to speak in schools. That's right. He knows the law, and he's not backing down. But here's where it gets really interesting. Bradlee doesn't just show up and start preaching. He starts with music. Yep, he's a drummer, and he uses that to break the ice. He's played with bands like Drowning Pool and toured the country in his rock and roll days. But now, he's using that same energy to connect with kids. He says, "We win their respect first, and then we educate them." And it's working. He's never done a high school assembly where he didn't get a standing ovation. Let that sink in. Now let's talk about the bigger picture here. Bradlee's not just trying to entertain kids or give them a feel-good message. He's trying to wake them up. He's showing them the truth about where they come from. Because, as he puts it, if they don't know where they came from, they don't know where they're going. And he's not just talking about history. He's talking about faith, morality, and the principles that built this country. But here's the thing. Bradlee's not just focused on the kids. He's also calling out the adults, specifically the church. He's got some strong words for what he calls the silent pulpits of America. He says that 86% of people in this country claim to be Christians, but many of them are dropping their kids off at public schools to be raised by what he calls their sworn enemies. Ouch. That's a tough pill to swallow, but he's not wrong. He's challenging parents and church leaders to step up and take responsibility for the next generation. And let's not forget the media. Bradlee's no stranger to attacks from the mainstream press. He's been called controversial, divisive, and worse. But he's not backing down. He's got a message, and he's determined to share it, no matter the cost. And here's the thing. He's not doing it for fame or fortune. In fact, he's funding most of this work out of his own pocket. He's not getting rich off this. He's doing it because he believes in the mission. So what's the takeaway here? Bradlee Dean is a man on a mission. He's using every tool at his disposal, music, law, faith, and sheer determination, to reach the next generation. And he's doing it in a way that's raw, real, and unapologetically bold. He's not just talking about change, he's living it. And here's the thing. We can all learn something from his example. Whether you're a parent, a teacher, or just someone who cares about the future, Bradlee's story is a reminder that we all have a role to play. We can't just sit back and let the world happen to us. We've got to stand up, speak out, and fight for what we believe in. So what do you think? Are you inspired, challenged, maybe a little bit of both? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to learn more about Bradlee and his work, check out Sons of Liberty Radio. Trust me, you won't regret it. Thanks for tuning in, Bright Learners. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and keep fighting the good fight. Catch you on the flip side.
This has been a BrightLearn.ai summary of an interview between Bradlee Dean and Mike Adams on July 5, 2024. The full interview is available at brighteon.com, where you can also find podcasts and special reports by Mike Adams and other creators. Visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage of this interview and breaking news on critical stories that will keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.